Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to the Tuesday, August 29, Days of Our Lives spoilers recap, Brady Black hugged Philip Kyriakis and believed Kristen DeMura had been holding him prisoner all along. Brady assumed Kristen must have set him up for taking Philip out, but Philip acknowledged he was the one who set him up. After Philip summarized the entire unpleasant incident and begged for forgiveness, Brady decked him to make it abundantly obvious that wasn't going to happen. Philip made an effort to explain that he had spent time in a mental hospital and had received the assistance he required. Victor Kyriakis and Kate Roberts Brady knowing about all of this horrified Brady. Brady urged him to realize that Philip was repentant despite his threats to call the police and have Philip arrested. Chloe Lane. Chloe begged Brady to step aside in honor of Victor because he would want the family to be united. Brady left in a fury after saying he'd have to think about it. Philip thanked Chloe and then said he would need a lawyer. Since Chloe believed Bill Black Brady would want to help Philip as a friend, she made the decision to phone Bill Black Brady. On Tuesday's Days episode, Belle voiced worry about Sean Brady at Marlena Evans' office because he wasn't answering his phone and wasn't letting it to be traced. Belle persuaded Marlena to divulge what Sean had earlier told her out of concern that Sean would be a threat to himself. Belle was even more anxious since it sounded like Sean was given up. Before Paulina Price entered Sean's office with some important information, he once more studied his service weapon. Paulina, the new mayor of Salem, declared that Rafe Hernandez would be reinstated and that Sean would be returned to his detective role. Sean was taken aback and initially appeared to be dissatisfied, but he insisted he thought it was the right decision. Sean pretended to be all right before Paulina left, but she could sense he was uneasy. Sean appeared to be considering suicide once more after tossing his police commissioner nameplate in the trash. Thankfully, Sean promptly appeared in Marlena's office and turned over his firearm to prevent him from succumbing to temptation. When Marlena proposed they put Sean on a 24-hour hold, Belle excited because she was proud of Sean for acknowledging he needed help. Marlena reassured Sean that he was both a patient and her family, which caused him to become emotional, and they then shared their love before embracing. On Tuesday's Days program, she was called back to Belle's side and went to close door. Belle was shocked and relieved to see Philip when she entered, though Philip was concerned that she wouldn't be after she learned what he had done. Brady went to the Salem Police Department as well, where he left Sean a message telling him to call about something crucial. Jada Hunter was shocked to discover that Rafe had made the bed and cleaned up in her room above the pub. Since he wasn't working right now, Rafe wanted to do something helpful, but Jada teased him about wasting his time on the bed, which they quickly ruined by making out. After the DOL show on Tuesday, Jada and Rafe headed downstairs to eat some hamburgers. When Paulina came, she had just informed Sean that Rafe had returned after leaving earlier. Paulina added that since relationships needed to be handled on a case-by-case basis, she would speak to the city council and request a revision to the dating policy. Rafe chose to wait since he was really enjoying hanging out with Jada until that policy change was finalized. Since Rafe was urgently needed by Salem, Paulina admitted that she could understand that and decided she had better start to work on the policy change. After Paulina departed, Jada wondered if Rafe should return to work, even if it meant having to put the brakes on until the new policy took effect. Rafe wasn't even certain he wanted to return to the police force. Rafe told Jada that he was in love with her and got a smile in return. Rafe was positive of one thing, though. On Tuesday's episode of Days, Steve Johnson talked about his own amnesia and how he eventually found his way back to Kayla Johnson, Mary Beth Evans. Steve suggested that Abe Carver start small and ask Paulina out on a date because he wasn't quite ready to share a bed with her. Whether Abe's memories came back or not, Steve was certain that Abe would fall in love with Paulina once more. Abe stopped Paulina from leaving when she arrived to update him on the status of the police commissioner. He then asked her if she'd like to go on a date with him. Abe's request astonished Paulina, but she seemed pleasantly surprised when she accepted the offer. Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Marlena Evans will provide John Black and Steve Johnson with updates on John Doe and his hunt for his kid on Monday, September 4. As a result, they'll go to a veterans hospital to find out more information. Mr. Dugan, who will identify Van Dyke's persona as Joseph Bell, will be played by Evans Jourdain. John will look through some records and discover that Joseph fought in the same army unit as his father, Timothy Robichaud, and that Mr. Dugan will explain about Joseph's memory loss and the period he spent in the Korean War. Of course, an identity switch is a possibility here, so Joseph could actually be Timothy without realizing it. That would undoubtedly explain why this day's mystery man is hunting for his long-lost son. So as this plot develops, John might learn some shocking information. Brady Black will still be in shock after Theresa Donovan's presence at the townhouse. Speaking of unexpected news, day's teasers indicate that Theresa will express her sorrow and mention that she is in the area to attend Victor Kiriakis' funeral while she is in town. It will soon become clear, though, that Theresa has also returned to Salem in an effort to get another opportunity with Brady. Theresa will likely make an effort to rekindle the love, but Brady will eventually pull away from the kiss she plants and nudge her to leave. Duo fans can anticipate. Before arriving at Xander Cook's store, E.J. DeMura will have an unexpected dream about Susan Banks at the DeMura estate. E.J. will threaten to shoot Xander, but he will eventually give up his gun and tell him to shoot Vitali. According to E.J.'s perspective, Xander must take Ava out to make up for innocent Susan's unfortunate outcome. However, Xander will believe that E.J. only wants him to be punished for the crime so that he can be put in his place once Ava has been wiped out. Because Xander won't comply, E.J. will have to utilize a fallback strategy and will need a favor shortly after. John Doe, alias Joseph, will have some endearing scenes with Doug Williams and Julie Williams back at the hospital. As three legendary performers share the screen together, there will be some singing and dancing. Day's rumors indicate that Ava may endure further hallucinations with Susan at Bayview. Ava won't comprehend what Susan means when she keeps stating that it's imperative that the truth be revealed. Marlena will be called by Harris Michaels, who will employ hypnosis to try and recover Ava's lost memories. Although Ava will be foolish and pretend she can't remember anything, she will finally disclose to Harris that she did remember something important since Susan is still alive. Theresa will finally wallow in her disappointment at Brady's rejection for a while until she finally runs into Xander, and she won't be glad to see him. Thanks for watching if you liked this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.